The French Revolution, of course, began after the storming of the Bastille on July 14, 1789. The mass uprising began against the monarchy, against the nobility, against the clergy. And again, they didn't simply remove oppressive religion. They sought to de-Christianize the nation altogether. But interestingly, you can't totally do away with religion because we are inherently, I guess, spiritual beings. We're made in the image of God. God has put eternity in the hearts of men. So we will always look to something as supreme. Like, what is the supreme thing? What is our true North Star? We know it's the Bible and Jesus Christ. But these guys are kind of scrambling here. They've just cast off all religion. So what are they going to do? They replace God with the goddess of reason. Finite human mind becomes God to them. They literally made a goddess, marched her through the cities on an appointed festival day to the goddess of reason. The churches, including the famous Notre Dame Cathedral, were seized by the revolutionaries and converted to temples of reason. They can't get away from the religious language, can they? But when we get to Robespierre's reign of terror and the guillotine, you have to ask the question, how rational, how humane, how sensitive to the rights of man was that bloodbath that became the reign of terror in France? Anybody who was suspected of being against the revolution was promptly slaughtered. They were decapitated by the guillotine. It was called the Committees of Public Safety. Robespierre wanted better PR than what we call it. Historians refer to it as the reign of terror. They used the phrase public safety. This is one of the darkest moments in European history. And I guess you can take a lesson and a historical cue from that usually tyrants, usually things that strip people's life and liberty, property from them, are going to go under a guise that sounds nice, right? So we want to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. When we hear public safety, scratch under the surface a little bit and make sure, is this really about public safety? Or maybe a little closer to home. In our generation, in recent years, you hear phrases, homeland security, public health. These things are important and can be good, but are they always? And is this the real intention and the real fruits of these things? Or are they justifications for curtailing freedoms? Important questions we always have to keep before us, to be thinkers, not mere reflectors of other men's thoughts. So we got the opposites. I think you got the idea.